Today, I'm going to talk about fundamental tendencies. Hi, I'm Coach Kyle. Welcome to 220 for 2020, where every day for the rest of the year, I'm going to take a few minutes a day and talk about a worksheet out of my Winning at Habit Change course to help you prepare if you want to make a change in 2020, if you're thinking of maybe a New Year's resolution, right? So I think I mentioned this yesterday. I saw a study that says that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February, like the second week of February, and I figured, well, people aren't preparing, so I'd like to help you be prepared. So worksheet 2, this is kind of what it looks like, and basically fundamental tendencies are your base nature, how you respond to the world around you in normal circumstances. And it's important to understand this so that we can be prepared and have good information as we get ready to make our habit changes. So I know you can't read this really well, but I'm gonna go through there's two sections. There's a basic, like your base nature 4 here, and we pick one of the 4. And then underneath that, there's several different categories that you would pick between the pairs, okay? So first one that we're gonna look at today is the upholder. Now, the upholder is somebody who follows rules. It's easy they like calendars, they like deadlines, right? Those kind of things. And they can't figure out why everybody else isn't on time. So that's an upholder. So you probably like the Nike commercial that says, just do it. All right. Then we have the questioner. That's this one. And questioners are going to question. So a questioner is going to do a lot of research to figure out if they want to do this thing. And then once they get the answer, a satisfactory answer, then it's pretty easy to make that change, or relatively easy for them to make that change. Next, we have the obliger, and the obliger is somebody that will do things for other people, but not so much for themselves. So they'll follow outside rules, but self-imposed ones, they're less likely to do. So an example of that would be like, let's say you want to start a new exercise program, you hire a personal trainer, and they tell you to do these things, and you do them when you're with them, but then when they're gone or you're on your own, you're not so likely to do those things. Okay, the 4th category is rebel. Rebels rebel against outside influences, and they also rebel against inside influences. So in other words, you even rebel against yourself. Now, rebels can end up feeling a little bit psychotic because you tell yourself to do something, and then the other side of yourself says, no, I'm not going to do it. So those are the 4 basic, and then once you pick one of these 4, oh, and by the way, you might be a mix of them. You might feel like you're an obliger with a side of questioner or something like that, or you might feel really strongly that you're one of them specifically. I also want to say one other thing about these. There's a lot of these personality tests out there, and they're all great, and I don't have anything against any of the other ones. I just like this particular one for making habit change. So once you get that figured out, we have a second section down here where you pick out pairs. And those are going to be things like, are you a morning person? Are you a night person? Do you like the big picture? Do you want all the details? That kind of thing. Now, here's the magic of this worksheet and these fundamental tendencies and what we do with them to really help. This is the key. So what you do is you figure out your fundamental tendency, and then you define and practice your goal in a manner that fits your fundamental tendencies. Now, usually what we do is we get this idea, this really cool thing we want to do, and we try to fit ourselves into that thing, and that usually doesn't go so well. But if we take this thing that we want to do and reframe it or define it or set it up so we can practice it in a way that fits our fundamental tendencies, then we're much more likely to be successful at creating that new habit. So, fundamental tendencies, that's the basic part of the worksheet. I know this is hard to see, so what I've done is I've set up a download that you can go grab this for free. So if you go to coachkyle.com/WS2, stands for worksheet 2, coachkyle.com/WS2, you can request to download this, and you also get to cheat a little bit, because I have worksheet 3 on there. So you get a preview. That's what we'll look at tomorrow. So if you have any questions, go ahead and send those my way. And I'll see you tomorrow, where we'll look at worksheet number 3. Where's the end button? There it is. See ya.